Good morning! I hope you're well today. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. For anyone that's new to my page, my name is Michelle Bodden. Welcome to my page. I hope you enjoy having a little browse around and get a feel for what I do. What I wanted to jump on and speak about today, I cannot believe I haven't spoke about this sooner actually, and it's what they don't teach you at school. And it's one of the key things that made me really evaluate with what I was doing with my time, with my work, with my old traditional businesses, and how I was going to move forward and create more time to do the things I enjoy, but also have that ever-growing income. And people often have a lot of time, or they have a lot of money, but to give birth is quite rare. So what I'm going to teach you today is how to do that, and it's called the cash flow quadrant. So 5 years ago, a book was recommended to me called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This was just throwing off massive light bulb moments for me, and it basically teaches you the fundamentals of why the rich get rich and why the poor get poor. And it's in really simple layman terms, so definitely go and order that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the simple thing is, the people that get rich but also have the time to enjoy it do not trade their time for money. But the problem is, we are brought up in a school system which teaches us to be employees, which teaches us to work for the top 10%. Now, times are changing. People are starting to learn that they can be in that top 10% as well. But obviously, back in the days when the school system was created, it was created to pump out employees. And this is why we are not taught this in school. And I'm quite passionate, actually, in the foreseeable future to actually go into schools and teach this type of thing, because I wish I'd known it. I would have made lots of very different decisions, but obviously I've got no regrets on stuff, but I do think that I would have done things slightly different if I had known this. So especially if you're watching this and you're 18, go order Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can actually get a version for teenagers as well. So if you've got teenage children, order that for them. So that's by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, his second book, which leads on from that, is really getting down to the nitty gritty, and this is the cash flow quadrant. So I'm really proud of myself, because I knew that if I was to hold this up, it would be backwards. So I've written the letters backwards for you all. But this is the cash flow quadrant. So what I want you to do today is really have a think about which category you sit in. So this side here is employed or self-employed. This is called an active income. You have to be actively working on the job to earn money. On this side, this is creating a passive income. So I think one of the biggest, probably one of the most amazing moments for me was I went on holiday with my lovely mum-in-law years ago when I first started network marketing, and sunbathing on the beach, and I was reading a book called Beach Money. I thought that was perfect for my holiday reading. And there was lots of yachts pulling up where we were in Croatia with families, and they were hopping off and having barbecues and then obviously sailing to the next place. And I was new in network marketing then, so I didn't understand the scale of it. But what I was thinking is, how are these people earning enough money to be sailing around Italy and Croatia all summer on a yacht, but earning that much money because they're not at work? And that's what I couldn't understand. So reading these books, it was like you had an inside view on how the top percent get there. So everyone needs to read these books if you ever want to create any kind of time freedom. And reading Beach Money while seeing that happen in front of me just made me think, you have an opportunity here to create that, absolutely go for it. So what that means is beach money, being able to go lay on a beach for 2 weeks while your residual passive income keeps flowing in. So I'm letting you into the secret today if you're not already creating that type of thing. So if you sit on this side, so here we have our employees. So if you are an employee, you are working for someone else. So they are creating a passive income, but you are doing the work for them. You are capped on what you can earn. You are maybe working for an hourly wage or a salary. So you can only work so many hours in a day. Your income is always capped. And as we know, the rise of wages is quite rare these days, but the cost of living is going up around 15% a year. So people, without maybe being aware of it, are getting poorer and poorer year on year, and wondering why they're starting to struggle more, with the cost of going to work, household things, children. I've got 3 children under 6. I know kids are expensive. And then you've got the cost of childcare, and people are wondering, why am I not getting by? Why does the month go so quick? So it's because they're sitting in this bracket here, and they have to be at work to make that money. If they're sat at home, the money's not coming in. So for any of you that don't know me, I have 3 children. 1 is at school. My 3-year-old little girl's at playgroup. I'm picking her up at 11:30, so I won't be talking too long. And then my baby boy is 15 months, and he's just napping. So hopefully he'll let me speak for a few minutes. But I can be at home every single day with those kids, but I have a business that's growing me a passive income, so I can earn whatever I want to create from this business, but be a fully present parent. So I have been in this bracket. I have been employed. It's not somewhere, I think I'm unemployable now. I'll never go back to being employed. So the next thing, I've been here as well, is self-employed. So self-employed, you might be a tradesman. I used to run an events agency. I used to be a freelance dance teacher. Self-employed is great because you don't have a boss, you can choose your hours, all fabulous. But again, you have to be working to create the income in the self-employed bracket. If you're poorly, or you decide to have children, or you want to go travel for 4 weeks, the money stops coming in. And as a dance teacher, that was a big thing for me. If I was injured, if I pulled a muscle, my income could stop for a full week. I had no plan B. So it's great not having that boss and you creating your calendar. But again, if you want a passive income, you've got to get onto this side of the quadrant. So for anyone just jumping on, this is the Cash Flow Quadrant, which is a book by Robert Kiyosaki. So you've probably established where you sit. So here we have business earner. So to be in this bracket and to be able to have a passive income, you need to be very good in business, not self-employed and have a business where you're working, you're trading your time for money. So maybe you are a beautician and you charge £30 a facial. You have to be there physically doing the facial to earn the money. Or maybe you're a builder and you have a day rate. You have to show up to earn the money. You could have a business and have lots of employees working hard for you, so you are creating a passive income. But very few people have the skill set to grow a business to this scale, and actually it can take up to 40 years to grow a business where you can sit back and have a passive income coming off. So you can be working 30, 40 years of your life to get that business to where it needs to be before you can really have that passive income. And obviously you need a lot of money to invest to start a business. Even if you're just opening something like, a shoe shop, you need to hire the premises, you need to have advertising, you need signage, you might need a website, you need to buy all the shoes. So you need a lot to invest to get into this place. And to be honest, most businesses fail within the first 5 years because people do not have the skill set to grow a business like this. When I set up my agency, I had no business experience. I was just doing something I was passionate about, but I did not have the skill set to grow a business where I could fully sit back and have a passive income. And that's what I needed because I wanted to be a present parent. So that was no longer working for me, and neither was this self-employed area as well, because I didn't want to be spending every day trading my time for money. So maybe you're in this area and you've got a great passive income coming up off all your employees. Well done, that's amazing. We know a lot of stress comes with this as well. You are liable for their wages, they're sick, if they go on maternity, if they don't show up. It's a lot of risk and a lot of stress, but people can do very, very well. So down here we have the investor. So these are people that maybe have a lot of money to invest in a franchise or in property. So they put their money into that and then they can have that passive income. So maybe they own 10 properties, they're all rented out, and they can go lay on the beach while the rent is coming in and paying them. So this is a really good area. But again, people spend tens of thousands on courses just to learn how to invest, how to trade on the stock market and do it well. Property, it's not something you can just do without spending money to learn how to do it properly. But this is fabulous and a really good place to be if you can invest your money somewhere and you know how to do that smartly. But you do need that big pocket of money to start up with. So have a think about where you are. So the only other way, and it's mentioned in the book, to be on this side, so moving away from the active income where you have to be on the job to earn, the only other way to get onto the passive income side for the ordinary person that has zero business experience, they don't have tens of thousands of pounds to invest in starting up a business and all the costs that come with that, is network marketing or social marketing. And that's what I started 5 years ago. And when I started, because I read these books so early on in my business, I saw that bigger picture. But the great thing about network marketing is it doesn't carry the risk of these two. And this is why 1 in 3 people in the next kind of 5 to 10 years will be doing network marketing. I'm just very fortunate that I found the company I'm with because it pays the highest commissions, we get the highest discounts, it's unlimited income potential, you can build your business as wide as you want as well, and the products for me are just absolutely unparalleled. So I was very fortunate that came to me 5 years ago. But what's the difference? So this is why a lot of people, so maybe someone you know has gone into network marketing and you don't really understand why they're doing that. Because when I started my network marketing business, I was teaching 4 days a week in schools, I was running an events agency, I also had a photography studio which I'd just opened, and I was running a dance academy on a Saturday, and I had a 1-year-old. So I was busy. So people from the outside were probably thinking, what is she doing? Why is she adding something else onto her plate? But because I understood this cash flow quadrant, I knew that this was the only way I could build a passive income to replace the other income so that I could get some time back. Like, I know by the time, I'm 40, like, my time is my own, my children will all be in school, I'll have this humongous global business and have that freedom. So what's the benefits of network marketing? Because I don't think people understand the power of it. It is the biggest industry in the world. If you take the film and music industry, put them together, that is around a $90 billion industry. Network marketing is $190 billion. Like, nothing in this world is the size of this industry. It creates more millionaires than any other industry out there. And the great thing is people do not have to give up anything to start it. So if you are currently employed and you have a dream of setting up your own business, most people have to have the risk and the stress of leaving the job to set up the business. And then you've got, it can take years for people to start to see profits from a traditional business. So there's a lot of risk carried there. So what really appealed to me is I didn't have to give up all those other jobs and businesses I was running. I just had to start fitting it into the little nooks and crannies, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and build it up. And then I could start to let things slip away. The things that I didn't want to be doing, I could replace that income and let it slip away. And that's why it allows me to work around 10 to 15 hours a week, be a full-time mum, but have this great business. And I've reached the 3rd of the 4 levels within my company as well. So you don't need to leave what you're doing to set it up. You don't need a massive startup. Like traditional business, the cost of advertising, websites, copyright, marketing materials, employing staff, then you might need your product, you might have to distribute it all yourself, whatever that is, can cost tens of thousands of pounds. So it might take you 5 years to start seeing some money coming back. Network marketing, you can earn from the start. You earn as you learn, because obviously you have a mentor that's there for you to watch and learn and duplicate in the early days. So you can earn from the word go, and of course it takes time to earn and grow that big passive income, but you can certainly earn from day one. But the great thing is it's low startup. So literally for the cost of a really good laptop, I set up a business that has the potential to be a multi-million pound business if I want to grow to be the person to build that. And that's 100% what I'm doing. So low startup, no need for staff. So there's loads of people that are within my network that I have coached and trained to build their own business. They're all independent. I'm independent. It's our own businesses. No one has a boss. You have a coach and mentor, obviously. But what that means is you start getting duplicated. So you can start to basically duplicate yourself and have that passive income coming in. But you don't need to pay the staff. The company will pay their commissions, and they will pay you an override thank you commission for coaching them and showing them how to get set up right. So it's just phenomenal. No office, no overheads, no advertising. It's brilliant. So all the things like having the product. So maybe you thinking of setting up a business and creating your own product. So you've got all of the, you know, maybe the labs, you need the people that are going to formulate it, you need to have it all clinically trialed, you need to have it all regulated, you need to have it all passed. Like, this all costs money. Then there's a whole distribution side of it. So orders coming in, processing the orders, distributing everything. Like in network marketing, for my company, definitely, I don't have to deal with orders, cash, or delivery. The company do that all for me because it's all online, which is amazing. So how it works is, you know, you can be doing 10 hours of your network marketing business. You can coach and train 9 other people how to do exactly the same. Some people might do 1 hour, some might do 5, some might do 15. That's totally up to the individual. But for instance, you know, you teach 9 people to also put 10 hours a week into their business. You are potentially getting paid on 100 hours of work, but you are doing 10 hours, and that is the compound effect. That is how you can earn beach money. That is how you can be at home with the kids but still have a business that's turning over. You know, that is how you can go travelling for 2 months, maybe in the school holidays, because your business keeps growing. So that just blew my mind. Once I understood the compound effect, and there's a book on that as well, it really is the 8th wonder of the world. And it just is that thing that the top few percent of people that are earning all the money through a passive income, like normal people can move into that. But network marketing is pretty much, as far as I can see, the only way that those people can shift into that top few percent. Because you don't need experience, you don't need qualifications, doesn't matter if you're male, female, doesn't matter what you've done in your past, it just takes being coachable, having a drive, and being willing to help people, coach and help people so they know what they're doing, so they can go off and be independent, and then they can help someone, and then they can help someone. And that is how your business grows, compounds, and can go globally as well. So the key thing is you don't have to be working that exact hour to be earning the money. So I know tomorrow night I am going to do a business launch for the lovely Sarah. I also know quite a few people in my team also have events. They might be going for a one-to-one, they might be doing a launch, they might be doing something online. So that is creating another passive income on top of what I'm already doing, and that's available to anyone. It's not just me, it's absolutely everybody, and that's why I'm passionate about sharing it. So what it means is you can have the opportunity to travel, you know, contribute. Like, I really want to get to the point where I can start, you know, giving back. So that's like a big drive for me, being at home with the kids, childcare costs. So a lot of people I maybe speak to about doing network marketing, and I'll say to them, so how much do you really need to earn a month for this network marketing business to be worthwhile to you? Tell me how much you need to earn a month. So they probably would tell me what their current wage is. So I'll say, okay, so maybe your current wage is £1,000 a month. So you need to be earning £1,000 a month for this business to be worth your time building it. Okay, now I want you to take off the childcare costs. And that can be, I don't know, a lot. It can be a lot for people, especially if they've got 2 or 3 children. I don't think what it would cost me in childcare if I was still teaching full time, because I would have 2 children in nursery all day. So I don't know if it would even be worth me working. So take off the childcare costs. What does that leave you? With a lot of people, it might be just £300. So actually, all they'd really need to do is create this income with their network marketing company of £300 to make it worthwhile, because they would have replaced that working income and replace the childcare. If they, obviously not everybody wants to be at home with the kids all day, and I totally get that. I don't want to be a preacher, like everyone should be at home. I think it's amazing for mums to be out there doing their own thing, having some time for themselves, growing, being independent. Like, I am all for that. But for someone that does want to be at home, especially in those younger years, because it goes so fast, doesn't it? My son is 15 months old, And if I to think of going back to work when he was 9 months, like, it just seems so little. So it's great to know that until he's 3, when he'll probably go into preschool like my daughter just has, he can be with me. If that's what I choose, he can be there every day. And that makes me quite emotional, but that's what this business gives you. So yeah, taking off the childcare costs and think, what would you really need to make for you to be able to get that freedom? And it's actually not that much if you are paying a lot for childcare. So just to kind of end with, so that's obviously one of the drivers for why I started. I didn't start my business because I'm passionate about products. I used my business head and thought, I use these products every single day. They're currently costing me money. Why not switch to a better product, which is safer and better for my family, and create this massive business for my family, which is now willable for 5 generations. Like, it's just mind-blowing. So like my kind of reason why I started, and you might hear people in network marketing saying, you know, what's your why? Your why, it's got to be something you're emotionally connected to. It can't just be money. It can't just be materialistic things, because that won't keep you going. You know, if you're working a full-time job, you've got children, and then you decide to set up a network marketing business, there's going to be times in that beginning time when you're growing it before you can make that shift. And not everybody takes it from a plan B to a plan A like I have. You might just want to have both running alongside, but there can be that juggling stage, you know, readjustment, reprioritizing, and it can be a little bit tricky. So what's going to keep you going? It's your why. And my why is my husband and my kids. So if ever I'm having a day where maybe I just can't be bothered, you know, we all have days like that, don't we? Or maybe something's got me down, or something happens in my personal life, you know, I'm going to be doing this business. Like, it's going to be part of my life forever. You know, I'll be going to Vegas on my conference until I'm old and wrinkly I won't be wrinkly because of the products, but on my Zimmer frame. Like, that's just it. It's part of my life now. It's part of, you know, our whole family's life. But my family keep me going. So just knowing that if I want to be able to send my kids to really good schools, especially my younger ones, you know, I've got to get to work. I've got to get out and I've got to build this, and I've got to help other people build it and be successful too. You know, if I want to be able to not ever have to work again, you know, so when the kids are at school, my time is my own, so I can, you know, give time to charity. I want to set up a wellness retreat. I want us all to travel the full summer holidays, so 6 weeks, where we go in family, you know, just to have these choices. That is going to take work, and it's going to take getting out of the house when you don't always feel like it, switching off the telly, and just fitting in, you know, an hour a day, and that can be 4 15-minute blocks. And you can do this. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about the cash flow quadrant. I'm going to leave it there today because I do want to kind of sit down and just have 5 minutes before I go pick my daughter up, and then the whole crazy afternoon of child's, you know, play starts. But if you've got any questions or you've enjoyed this, feel free to share it. Let me know what you thought of it. Did it make sense to you? Because when I learnt that, I just thought, wow, this makes so much sense. And this is how some people out there are playing golf, they're traveling, and they've got this big income coming in because they understand the cash flow quadrant. So think about, again, I can hold it up the right way. Where are you? Employee, self-employed. You gotta work to make the money. Stop trading your time for money. Let's get you onto this side. Do you have the skill set to set up a business and have 500 people working for you so you can have that massive income passively? If you've got the skill set, amazing. If you've got the money to invest, you know, amazing. Investing, house, property, trade, stocks, if you have the skill set for that and the money to go learn how to do it properly, go for it. But again, the only way the ordinary person can do it with low startup is network marketing, and that is why I'm such a big ambassador and advocate for it. And I feel very, very blessed that I was told about it 5 years ago. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that today. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you all soon. Bye.